07 Commanders, welcome to my live stream. I'm Commander Temelin, and today I'm gonna have a look at some deep core mining. Nothing too serious, just having some fun and a little chill in the planetary rings. I'm gonna be using my mining clipper that I built relatively recently, so I'm really excited about it because it can boost to 620 with almost 200 tons cargo, so it's extremely handy for deep coring because you have to fly a lot when doing that. But it works only with my fleet carrier because it doesn't have fuel scoop and it doesn't have booster for jump range, so you can't really use it to fly around and try to sell your load. But with fleet carrier, it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, first things first. Let's just check if I have all the limpets. Yeah, 180 out of almost 200, so that's fine. Okay, let's go for it. I'm gonna leave my carrier here. I'm gonna be mining a rocky ring, so musgravite hotspot, because that's what you do these days. Nobody knows how long that's gonna last, but prices have been pretty sort of stable recently, not as good as they used to be, but still good, still good. Oh, I already bumped my shield here. Yeah, so you can see I'm boosting like 625, which is pretty awesome. I struggled with Clipper, I didn't have any use for it for a long time, and then I was like, let's try that, because, with Fleet Carrier you don't really need to have a big cargo hold to be effective. Let me just find the musgravite hotspot. There's a lot of hotspots here, but pretty close actually. Oh, there it is. And as I was deep coring like a lot, I realized that the cores aren't really distributed evenly. You have patches where there's a couple of cores next to each other, and then you have like a big patch but there is really nothing. So being able to fly around very fast is actually reducing that bottleneck a lot. So I switched to cutter, which I used for it before that, to the clipper, and yeah, I've been pretty much satisfied with it. So something to consider. So what I want to do here is start in the center and then work my way out. I'm gonna go in the opposite way from the planet because I already mined the way towards the planet, so it should work. I'm gonna turn this off because so bright, huh? Cool, here we are. We should move the back. Let's start looking. The usual stuff. Also, the speed is great because you can just, fly towards whatever piques your interest pretty quick. You don't lose time. Cutter is also pretty fast, so that's not not like you can't use it, but this is actually a little better. Or one of the posers, huh? Let me just check if there are any. Probably some pirates around here, but I have only limpets now, so yay. Alright. Okay, let's take it from the top. See, there is already something blown up, so I'm just gonna fly away a little bit in this direction in general, because I prospected around here a little already. There's a nice cluster around here, so fingers crossed. The head tracking works, doing this quite well. So far, not that lucky. I usually get like 1 or 2 cores straight away when I drop in. Obviously into some unmined area, but didn't really fly in this direction before, so let's keep looking. Hey Pavel, what's up? See you watching my streams. You're probably like the first or second person to watch the stream live ever. Okay, almost. How about that one? So yeah, you see that there can be a lot of flying around. But sometimes then you get lucky and there's just a couple of cores next to each other, like, I don't know, a couple of clicks apart. So, okay, that one is a core, obviously. I also mine everything except like serendipity type thing because that's like way too cheap. And I can just mine that amount, like, I mean, in value and like laser mining. Which I'm gonna cover in the next stream, so... And it's actually gonna be a rest side mine. Alright, where's the... Here. Oh, okay, I can mine that. I'm gonna start slipping it in. I think 2 full should do it here. Yep.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Let's distance a little bit further. I have very big shields on this. It's basically just if I bump into something, I don't die. So I have to be a little careful here. I also like to turn on the night vision for this to see where the cracks are. But for the prospecting in general, I actually like to turn it off because it makes the, you know, the glowing a little more like detaily visible. So actually it glows more in dark, you know, for me personally a little bit. So that's why I like to turn it off for that. Alright. Going on my work with the abrasion blaster. Sometimes it's gonna get tricky. Like here, it's sort of like, you know, behind that outcroppy thing. The only thing I'm just still not sure about the Clipper is the collection speed, because it could be a little better. But then again, I would have to drop like, I think 64 tons of cargo, which I really don't want to. Oh my god, come on. So I might just try it one day and see if it's better or not. Because there's like the pit stop is just, you know, really quick, couple, I don't know, like a minute or two to get for the carry on back. Okay, just bumping it up here. So there's still 3 of them left somewhere. Oh, there it is. The cluster. I'm a little sloppy, but you know, not a competition. So yeah, I can afford that, I think. Alright, let's see. We got good direction, so might be something in front of us. Maybe that one? Probably not. But it does have potential. That one has 2, so... I noticed that when you are inside a cloud and do the pulse, it tends to, you know, emphasize the cores a little bit more if there are any around. So I like to do this. Okay, that one is probably inside the rock. It happens, you know? Yeah, obviously. Not too bad. So, let's see. Not exactly. And I realized I didn't turn on the chat for the screen recording, so Commander Kuyav just said hi. Just had a Sunday chill, so yeah. Hey man, having Sunday chill too. Was looking at the chat window and not paying attention to what I'm doing here, so sorry about that. Let's get back to it. Yeah. not really populated area around here. I remember when I was working the opposite direction, there were way more cores around there. So yeah, but as I said, it's patchy, so there's nothing. Just keep flying. Now, this is strange. There's literally nothing. Okay. Something's finally showing up. Okay, let's zigzag a little bit. I also like to do that, you know, some point, because, you know, they can also be sideways, so... Well, you. Oh, not really. Well, okay, let's keep looking. Not exactly lucky this time, but you know, that's how it is. So it's worth noting that the asteroids are persistent, you know, so like resending instance doesn't do anything, like at all, for any type of mining. It's just pointless, because they are persistent and their composition is persistent as well. So the only thing that changes is the yield, that's like random every time, but everything else is persistent. So, you know, if you're around here and you just think like, okay, there's not anything, sorry. So I'm gonna reset the instance, it won't help you, because all the same roids, I don't know how they do it. It has to be somewhere stored degeneration, because all the asteroids work like that. Which is crazy if you think about it, you know, like, there's so many of them. But yeah. So that's why you actually can do these maps, you know, like there's a map, oh, there's a core. I have the map for, you know, subsurface LTDs in this location, actually. You can check my previous videos for that. But there are also online maps for, like, different locations and stuff, so that's why you can do that, because the asteroids are actually persistent. So anyway, we have a core here, which is cool, and also musgravite, which is, you know, best combination we could ask for. And, okay, this is gonna take a little more work, I see. Low strength. Do I put 1 or 2? Let's just put 1. Yeah, good call.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
I fly away. So sometimes what happens is when you drop in and if you find core immediately, you can actually set a charging before the pirates come in and scan you. And so when you blast the core when they are nearby, if it's like small ships like, I don't know, eagles and stuff, they will just die. And they won't turn actually hostile against you, so it's just, you know, a little bit of fun you can do. But it's very circumstantial, obviously, so, okay, I think, yeah, it's everything is set. But I had it like a couple times, you know, happen. Alright. Gotta be a little more careful this time around, and I should have probably done that before. What I usually do, or like to do, or try to do, that's probably the best description, is to like orbit around the chunks, you know, not really fly into it, because then you get like these bumps from the little rocks, and you can also start bumping into the individual chunks, like the big ones. So I like to orbit and leave the inside works for the collectors only. Usually does the trick, but it depends on how it, you know, blows up and where are the deposits to shoot. So yeah, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. I probably flew into it. Alright, let's just, you know, get out of here. Not too fast, because you don't want two limpets to chase you around too much. They will always chase you around a little bit, but yeah, let's probably not put this rock in between me and them. Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, don't fly in it. And that's what I just did. Alright. I think we should be set. Yep. So let's go. Come on, continue. I'll probably do a little loose orbit around here because, as I mentioned before, they sometimes do to cluster. So when you have find one, it's usually a good idea to just, you know, turn around a couple times to see if there might be some close that you missed before. Probably gonna have a look at that one. You can see this is why the speed is so handy, because you can just, you know, okay, I'm gonna take a closer look, and you just, you know, boost 2 times, and you're basically there. Oh, but this doesn't look too promising at all. That one. Oh, I actually came from here. Yeah, remember that one. See, you can tell you mine quite a lot when you start remembering the rocks. Also, these little ones there are never coroids. At least I think I never found one like that that would have cores. They do look like that from the distance, but that's where the similarity ends. So yeah, let's just move on. Keep boosting. So far I've found only 2 cores, which is quite underwhelming from my usual experience around here. How about you? You looked a little like it could be a deep core. Yeah. Nice. Also, there's some debate ongoing whether, you know, how the blackening looks, if it actually tells you what type of core there is, but I haven't actually found any similarities like ever. There are a couple of, like, you know, patterns that you will figure out once you do a lot of deep coring. You will, you know, see what's core and what not, and it's usually, there are similarities, but there are some differences too. But, oh shit, what I wanted to do. But I think it's just randomized, you know. Like, it just shows something on the outside, you know, and it's just, yeah, there's a core here, and it's random core. Depending on the hotspot, of course, but... Alright, we need one more. The low one might go over. Almost, but it's still within range.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Also, maybe you would wonder why, and it's gonna happen in a second. There's gonna be a message that the optimum yield range is exceeded. You can see right there. That's just a bug of the message itself. You know, the yield is actually optimal, and it will give you the chunks that you are due. But it just displays the message for some reason. It's been there for like a long time. But you know, it's like with Frontier, little things aren't too high on their priority list, which is understandable. You know, Odyssey in the works and the COVID stuff. So yeah, I don't blame them. But I don't know what they say, so come on.
Collector limpet expired. Cockpit drone error. Deploy cargo hatch.
I actually bought the Alpha access because I don't do it like ever. I never participated in any beta in Elite before. But this time around I was like, yeah, I really just want to check it as soon as possible because there's going some mass murder of limpets going on. As I was saying, I want to check it as soon as possible because I actually want to prepare some ships and builds for it, especially for the, you know, air to ground vertical slice of combat, or as they call it, like, I don't know, they call combat thing. So that's probably gonna need like 1, 2, 3 more builds. I wanna build something that's like, I don't know, AC 130, you know? Just pound it from the couple kilometers. That would be cool. Let's double check. There are actually 2 left. I'm thinking gunship for it because, you know, a lot of hard points means a lot of bank, a lot of fun. So like, you know, rockets and maybe like cannons and stuff, but it depends, all depends on how the splash damage works. Because right now it's pretty hard to hit anything on the ground, except with obviously the dumbfire missiles, because there's a big splash damage there. So yeah, I'm very curious about it. Alright. I probably don't have to launch more. right now. There's one that is probably stuck again. Yeah, it's right there inside. I can see it. This just happens. I don't know how, because you know you just blast them with an abrasion blaster, and that's all you do. But sometimes this happens. It's probably the rotation of the chunk. I don't know. Also, something that happens for a long time. So an area of tiny glitches that might get actually fixed sometime. How about you? You look that you probably have a core. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they are very close together, and the one after that, maybe two? No, I don't think so. No, it was probably just a reflection. They do reflect a lot. Well, let's see which one you are. Ah, again, musgravite. That's what I like. Yeah, strength. Well, let's put a full, and that could do it. Hey, exactly. Detonate. Let's watch another beautiful explosion. Ship computer cannot handle the shockwave currently. Alright, let's go closer. Still, we're doing Robin Hood with abrasion blaster on a clipper. Isn't that great? I mean, clipper it's a mean beast. I mean, the like two things it has going for it is like speed and looks. Okay, speed, looks, and price, all things considering, are going for it, but it has like crab hull, it has crab shields, it has crab and crab hardpoint position, because that's like terrible, you know. Like whoever designed that, you know, needs a slap in the face and just, you know, put it closer to the center of the ship, because it's like, oh my god. So yeah, but the speed is insane. It's great for these kind of things. Also like a, you know, trader. Because, you know, it still can get pretty, like, over 200 with cargo gold. Which is like a Python level. I have to dump some limpet. And still have the speed. You don't have the medium pads, that's true. But, you know, plus and minus. But it's much cheaper than Python, that's what I want to say. So, I mean, if you're going for Imperial ships, I would definitely consider Clipper as a like armed hauler, or not really armed, but you know, the one that can actually run, like a hauler or a miner. Some people use it for pirating, but pirating unfortunately isn't really viable in Elite overall, so that's just for fun. And yeah, I mean, with engineering and guardian stuff, you can use it for whatever eventually, but it's not too overly great for like that and stuff. This should do it. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the collectors, so might just swap the one of the cargo rigs for more collectors at some point and give it a go. How about you? Oh, you're too pale, probably. It's worth a flyby. Okay, they're stuck, or is it just too far away? I see it on the radar. There it is. Damn. Yeah, it's again stuck inside. Or, oh, it's actually on the surface right here. I'm not gonna be bothered with it. Because, I mean, I don't have shields for, you know, just, you know, bumping it around and be comfortable with it. So, yeah. To pay more attention to that rock there. Well, just, you know, look for another one. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna fill this in an hour, but yeah, as I said, sometimes you win, sometimes you not win as much, but still win, because, you know, there's no losing in mining. It's all like generating profit out of, you know, dirt. So yeah, I mean, the risk obviously slow, and it's just, you know, the time dump. And also, you gotta like mining. If you don't, this is definitely not for you at all. I mean, I can imagine people not really liking it, and there's nothing wrong with it. In the same time, there's no need to hate on these people who like to mine, which some people do. Like, you know, they always say like stupid miners, always with their big money, you know, ruining the game. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, having money doesn't really influence anyone else, does it? You know, and if I'm a crap at, you know, actually flying in combat, even though if I have a, you know, cutter and whatever, or a corvette, I will still get, you know, blasted in like PvP fights. So like, you know, you can buy engineering or skill. So there's nothing wrong with making big money if people choose to do it, you know. And if you choose to take it slow and enjoy, like, you know, slow progress, and maybe, you know, do some sort of role playing, not really doing the min maxing, sure, why not? That's the beauty of Elite, right? Like, you can do whatever. You have the modes. So yeah, I'm talking here and not finding anything. So or maybe I'm not paying attention, or there probably isn't too much around here again. So yeah, I was hoping that, you know, a couple rocks that were close together before would signal some sort of rich area, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Let's take it that way for a little bit. Oh, actually, nah, I think so. We'll maybe gonna try the other side of the ring, just, you know, for the fun of it, doing some fly through. Have to enjoy the speed, right? How about you? You are pretty visible from distance. Oh, it was just sometimes it just scans through some rocks glowing, and on the next pulse it just shuffles. It's weird, but that's why I really recommend to figure it out and put your pulse on a toggle. You can't do it natively in Elite, but there are ways to do it outside Elite, you know. I'm using Xpadder, by the way. It's worth checking out. It's very powerful, even though it's quite old school, but I actually use it for all my mapping, except of the axis, of course. Those are mapped directly in Elite, but everything else is through Xpadder, because, you know, it can do stuff. So, and it's cheap, you know, it's just a couple bucks. So, you may check it, and if you like it, maybe, you know, buy it. Support the guy, even though maybe he doesn't develop it anymore, but still worth paying for using. This is actually one that I'm not sure, because are there actually some fissures? No fissures. Bad. So yeah, Xpadder, check it out. Not that lucky this time. This is really not probably the best area to go to, so let's just switch our course a little bit. I'm gonna go like perpendicular, is that the correct word, to the planet for, I don't know, a little bit, and then turn towards the planet, and let's see what happens. Because in general direction towards the planet, on multiple runs, you know, in different angles obviously, but still towards there, I had more luck than this, so it's worth, like, you know, checking different parts of the ring to see like the general distribution, of course, because if you know some parts don't have it, so, you know, don't drop there. And I've been usually mining towards the planet here, so, you know, live and learn. Still enjoying the speed here, and this is why it's so extremely important, because you never know like how the ring's gonna look. Maybe you're, you know, mining some random spot or new spot, so you need to be able to fly around very fast to not waste time with it too much. I'm obviously wasting already quite a lot of time, more than I would like, but you know, it can't get any faster, I think. So now it's the, you know, Rain Jesus component of this whole game, which is in everything. gotta be, like, you know, okay with it. It's a grindy game. I know you don't have to grind, but still, even if you play it, you just do stuff over and over again, depending on what you actually want to achieve at that point. So, I mean, if you want to trade a little bit, you grind trading, you know, even if it's just for an evening, you know, just do the trade runs, there and back, there and back, there and back, and that's fine. But it's not like it's a quest line with, you know, voice acted stuff, you know, and some story progression and I don't know whatnot, so... let's admit it, it's a grindy game. Okay, I'm getting a little, you know, uncomfortable with this, this whole situation. It's definitely not as fast as mining the low temperature diamond via subsurface, right? But you know, I usually like to somewhat diversify my market because I all sell everything from the fleet carrier. So I want to have more stuff there for people to come and maybe buy shit, you know. So and also there's this, you know, oh actually finally something. There's also this respawn for the subsurface deposits, so that's when I usually throw the mining, of course, in there. But ultimately, I want to aim at developing like enough routes in those two hotspots, so you can just swap around them. And okay, this is actually what I didn't want to get because I don't mind that. Sorry. So you could just rotate the routes for the subsurface, and you know, keep at it. Just doing those 400 to 500 tons per hour, like continuously. So you know, that could be pretty cool. Okay, let's maybe just. Okay, okay. Wow, that was close. Still not out of the woods here. Oh, now I'm clear. Well, I might actually, you know, hit a part that I already mined, so there might be some clouds spawning a little further down the road. This is a lot of flying. Yeah, I already moved like 230 kilometers away. Didn't find too many cores while doing that. It's also possible that I'm just ignoring some of these unintentionally, so if that's the case, just let me know. But I'm pretty sure that I can spot one. So, you know, there's one in front of us. Hopefully it's not gonna be again that serendipitite thing, kind of thing, because ugh. Ah, musgravite, that's what I'm talking about. And from my experience, if you're on a single hotspot, it's usually about 55% of course you find, if you know, like do the average, because obviously it's very location dependent, so sometimes it's not that, of course, sometimes it's a little more, but if you make, I don't know, like 5-6 runs and average it, Jesus, what's that? If you do like 5 or 6 runs and average that, I think you will end up at about 55 or 50-ish% of the musgravite. Okay, this is really stupid here. Let's move out. Yeah, almost down, like damaged my shield completely, and just, you know, bumping a little bit into that guy here. So let's just 2. Okay, this is over still. Okay, good to know. First time disarming here. It was average 1. Okay, this is average, just 1 should do it. Let's wait for the disarm. Oh, we do that safely. I already lost all the collectors. Not even 60 tons. That's not what I was hoping for, but yeah. Still nice profit, don't get me wrong, I mean... Definitely peaceful way of making money. Which I don't mind after all the target fun I had, which was insane. When there was the attack to Kolsak and Witch Hat Nebula, I participated in both fights. I was more involved in the Witch Hat than in the coal sack, but I made so much money on that and the combat zones in open, and it was such fun. I mean, it was probably the best fun I had in Elite like ever, but it was pretty intense. So yeah, little mining doesn't hurt. Yeah, let's move out a little bit because I'm again bumping into stuff around here and I don't like that. Make me a little claustrophobic, which is weird in space, huh? Right, so yeah, I think this should be the last one. Oh, actually there's one more. It's always a good idea to check, you know, because see, it's all the way there. I could have missed it easily. Being a little too fast for the collectors here. Slow down a little bit. Oh, there it is. Right, so oh, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. This is what I wanted to do. So let's look for more. So the general area would be good to check for now. Okay, let's head towards these poor guys. Make their life easier, huh? Right, so what do we have here? I was actually planning to fly towards there, so right. Favor a disappointment. Nope. Yeah, let's look other way around just to check the nearby area. How about you, actually? No, they're not too bright. You have the dark spots. Probably will be some subsurface deposits, but doesn't look core at all. But you know, to be sure, always good to double check. If you have a fast ship to do it, which we do here, so. Right, let's work towards the planet for a change. This one, it's probably too small. I always also like to watch the ones that really go from the distance, you know, because sometimes they don't glow as intense as you would think until you get a little closer to them. But when they are visible from afar, there's like good chance those might have cores. And that's where the speed comes in again. How about you? I think you're dot, but no, I don't think so. I want to check that one first and then maybe that one. Okay, you're not core, and I don't think you're core either. Even though you look like it a little bit. Oh. Alright. Okay, that's close. What's you actually? Excuse me. Nah, not really. Alright, I haven't checked those back there at all, so for the peace of mind. There's a couple of boosts here, but no, I don't think there's anything around here. How about you? Nope, but close-ish. You see, it's not darkening enough, you know, and that's why the toggle is also very important, because what you can actually, or how you can actually tell if it's core or not is about the color shift, you know. And when we find next core at some point, I will try to demonstrate that. But it seems a little unlucky for a bit again. About you. You can see there was a shift right here. It wasn't just too profound, and the blacks before it switched weren't too deep. So that's what you want to actually look for, you know. And sometimes it doesn't actually have to be super bright, but there are always these black patches, and they are usually quite vivid or like, I don't know, jagged. Like there, right there, you see? Like how it switched the color. I think it's gonna do it one more time. And it actually has a little different color. So, you know, these switches, like here, can you see the black spots? And now it's cleared up. This is how you can tell it's a core. And this is going to be at various degrees of intensity depending on the angle, as you can see right now. But that's the best way to spot them, you know. And you don't have to fly too close. You don't have to check for the fissures, or you don't have to, you know, waste the prospectorate, because if it doesn't do that, it's not gonna be a core. At least that's what I've been operating with for a long time. So if that's wrong, just let me know. I will, you know, change my ways. But it used to work for me pretty fine. Right, full charge. And one more. Your average strength. Oh shit. I'm actually thinking... Oh, let's put just one. You can always put more. Yeah, good call.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
We're looking at 60 tons of musgravite. I'm selling them for like 760k per ton. So it's not too bad for a little work, you know, for a little deep core chill. It's not definitely not like the biggest earner in the game right now. From what I heard, that should be stacking wing massacre missions with a couple of friends, you know. But it requires work, and you need to be coordinated, you know. The guy who, you know, who mentioned the Commander Radiovka. Hey man, if you're listening, he mentioned you can make like 1 billion in like really short time. I think he mentioned like evening or two. If you stack the correct missions and if you share them correctly, you know, because that's how it's supposed to actually work. You don't want to, basically you don't want to share them before you almost finish them or actually finish them, because you want the kills to count towards every mission in the wing. So that's how you do it. But you don't need to work for it, you know, you have to have the reputations and stuff. So this is basically just, you know, go and mine. Quick cash. Or, you know, passenger missions. Quickly. I think should be a good earners. I don't do those. I actually never done a like regular passenger mission ever. So I'm not a taxi. I did, you know, I did save some people from burning stations. Not too many, but I did my part. But I never took a regular passenger mission because, you know, screw that. But I might at some point, because I'm thinking about making a bucket list of things I haven't done in Elite up till now, even with like a couple thousand hours under my belt. And actually live stream that. So I already have few ideas, like, you know, activating the thingy in Thargoid structure. And also there was another one I actually thought about recently. I can't remember now. It might come to me later. Yeah, the installations. I haven't actually checked those extensively, you know, and I didn't do these scenarios with installations, like, you know, defend the installation and etc. So, okay, there's an article right here, I think. So that's what I want to check as well. Oh, actually, that's not probably a core, but let's inspect it to be sure. I don't see any fissures around here. Oh, actually, there is a fissure, see? So yeah, this one is somewhat ambiguous. So yeah, those are my like first two bucket list things. I'm gonna do that after my mining streams, because I also want to show you how I do the rest mining. That's gonna be next time, as I already mentioned. And then I'll probably have a look at the Thargoid thingy, because I have, you know, visited Thargoid structure before, but that was only to check it out when the Geonosis incident happened. I was out there with them. It was pretty intense. But guys found Thargoid structure in there, so, you know, I, you know, drove around, took some screenshots, checked the how do you call them, the scavengers, I think, the Thargoid, you know, droids, or yeah, I have no idea what those are. So yeah, I saw that, but I actually haven't done the activation with the map, you know, and stuff. And you can actually analyze the signal that it drops to you, so I might actually try doing that, because I do have Audition installed on my computer, so we can run the spectrometer analysis, I think you call that. So yeah, just stay tuned. Alright, I'm losing some collectors here again, but I'm not overly concerned with that, because that's no way as fast as with the subsurface mining. That's pretty terrible. But then again, I do that in color, so not really a problem. But not deploying the cargo hatch is a problem. Alright, we are like almost halfway, I think. Just I think 10 minutes behind schedule for filling it in an hour, but it's not overly bad too. Oh, I don't want to drop that. How about 15? That should be fine. Oh, actually, oh, let's see if the cargo hold bugs, because sometimes when you deploy a controller, collector, I mean, and you also ditch something in the same time, or ditch not something, but the obviously limpets from your cargo hold. If you do it at the same time, sometimes it glitches and actually reduces your cargo space. With some, I think the amount that you ditched at that point, and you have to, like, you know, go through another set of limpets, and it just, you know, fills back in. It's weird. It's some sort of weird bug. I can't really describe it because it's just extremely weird. Actually, let's double check. There's one more. See? Okay, what was that? One more. Okay. Where are you? Right there. Yeah. The direction. So. And see, these two cores were pretty close together, so that's what happens all the time. You know, there's nothing, nothing, and then there are 2, 3. Once when actually there was still point in mining void opals, I had a cluster with like 8, like really close together, just a couple of clicks. You know, I was just flying around there, you know, cracking it all, and I might, I don't know, like 200 tons in 20 minutes or something like that. Almost. It was it was probably a little less than that, but it was still something pretty amazing for, you know, for mining. And it was those times that void opals actually were worth like 1.3 million. Sometimes 1.6, not like now, like 300,000. Thank you, Frontier. For completely gunning that, but I'm still making decent money, so, you know. I still like what they did to mining overall with all these changes. If you compare it to, like, original mining, the original mining was without limpets. There were no cores, no deposits, you know, it was just laser mining without limpets. Can you imagine? Like scooping everything manually. It was just, I don't know what they were thinking, you know, it was just so stupid. I think nobody did that. It was so slow and so annoying. But then when the limpets came, I started mining, and I actually, you know, liked it. And I've been mining ever since, you know, not just mining, obviously, because I'm triple elite, so... Until I did my fair share of trading, exploration, combat. But yeah, I think most of my money comes from mining. Because I liked it, like, I liked it when it wasn't cool, you know, when it was the underdog of, you know, the professions, and everybody was like, you know, you have to haul or you have to do bounty hunting to make the best credits, because that was the best way to do it back in the day. I was like, screw that, I want to just, you know, explore mining, like, how can you actually optimize it, you know? And I've been at that since that, you know, so that's why I created that map, and, you know, trying different builds for mining, different spots, and do the hazardous mining, because there's better yields. So yeah, I think actually the only like unoptimizable in a special way is the core mining, because even if you map it, that's pointless, because you can mine it only every like 6 days, so that's not viable to, you know, actually make any sort of stable profit for making a map. I don't think the rest sites offer any sort of benefit, and even if they did, that's just 30-kilometer radius. So how many cores are you gonna find in 30-kilometer radius to, you know, talk about? And then you can all again mine them in 6 days. So I don't think there's a special location for it. Overlaps only increase the type that is spawned, but they don't increase the actually the amount, of course. So, you know, and like triple overlap, there will be higher chance that the core that you're currently prospecting is gonna be that overlap thing, but there's not more of them, like the cores overall. You know, there's still the same amount of core rocks, you know, it's just what's in them changes slightly. And the overlaps also don't matter anymore too much. They still help, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, you know, you have to do it. And with, you know, volatile markets, you may also find you in a situation when, you know, musgravite is worth less than, I don't know, that's serendipity that I refuse to mine. That can happen. So, yeah, I try not to get too fixated on that. Just, you know, pick a good spot with stuff that makes sense to mine. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna mine water, right? And, you know, just fill a carrier because I don't have to fly around anymore. Now, people actually do buy that as long as you are on EDDB, you know, and you update your data on a regular basis. I've sold, I don't know, 9 billion stuff worth of stuff since the mining rebalance, just like that. You know, I haven't flown to a single market in a couple months, you know, and I still made like 9 billion on that. So it's hit or miss, of course. I mean, sometimes there is like week or two when you don't sell anything, and then you move your carrier because you're doing something else, and over 2 days everything is gone, everything is just, you know, bought. And it might be because there is some search in market, but then again, if you want to hunt for it, it's annoying to me, you know, because even if there's a good price, it's usually low demand, and when you get there, it's not there anymore. So it's like, ugh. I'm, you know, fairly okay with, you know, selling at some reasonable price to give some sort of margin to the holders. You know, they can make money. I don't mind. I can mine pretty fast usually, you know, not bragging, but usually I can do that, as you saw before. So yeah, it works for everyone, I think. And that's how I think, you know, fleet carrier is like one of the most useful thing in the game. You know, I know there's a lot of hate for that because, you know, they clutter like a lot of systems because there's a lot of them, but they are so useful that I can't blame any like commander for getting one because they really helped me, you know. I wouldn't be doing this like this or without a carrier at all, you know, because that wouldn't be just viable. So yeah, let's dim some more, dump some more limpets. So, you know, wherever you stand, just keep in mind, people just, you know, use them, you know, for stuff, and they are useful to them, and they enhance their gameplays. So, just don't hate on it, hate on how they are implemented in the system, because that sucks, you know. You can filter them from the nav panel, so, you know, feel free to do it. But they do clutter system maps, and I don't like it too. So, I don't know, they should probably be on some twirl down menu, or I don't know. But I understand that outrage, but, you know, don't be outraged with us, carrier owners, because we are just doing our thing. They could be more expensive. I mean, I'm not talking about the upkeep because I'm not a fan of the upkeep myself, even though I think it's, you know, it's fine how it is. But the like initial price could be higher, 2 or 3 times, no problem. Because if you really want it, you know, you should work for it. And with, you know, how fast you can make money nowadays compared to before, it's achievable. You know, maybe it will take you longer, you know, than someone else. Maybe it will take you a couple of years, but you know, it's a big thing. So if you want to work towards it, then do it. Put your time in it, but you know, just keep the upkeep low because the upkeep is, you know. I don't know. I would probably, if it was up to me, I would, you know, ditch it completely. And maybe put some upgrades for a lot of money, you know. I'll make a real credit sink, you know, so you can upgrade it stuff, you know, to, I don't know, a whole more, or, you know, jump further. You know, make it very expensive and with a lot of, like, I don't know, with a lot of engineering mats as well, you know. Go extensive, you know, but just fuck the upkeep, man. It's like, you know, I play this right now, but in half a year, you know, when Odyssey comes out and I play the shit out of it, maybe I will want to play something else for a lot longer time, you know, for a couple of months, you know, and why should I just, you know, I'll be forced to go back to Elite, you know, because maybe I'm the guy who just bought the fleet carrier, you know, and is super happy about it. But then some new game comes out and he wants to check it out, and you know, you get lost in that. That happens. So why should you be forced to just go in game and earn credit? Just, you know, you don't lose something that you worked for. So I'm not sure if that's, you know, anyone cares about what I have to say, but you know, I can say it regardless. No, basically just chill out, peace and love. We all like to fly our big spaceships, right? I'm not getting anything here again. This one is like... yeah, it's probably a core. Yeah, see, there is a color shift and the blacks are there, you know. Now the build, it's interesting. Like this round, it's just these two, you know, around here. No Alexandrite, I had a lot before. No monazite, which is... okay, that's not... no monazite, which is also something you get here quite often. Interesting. The low one, I think full charge shouldn't be over. Oh, actually, it's not even enough. I thought that's gonna... might go over. So let's put 2. Oh, okay. 1 might have been enough, but... will work. Exactly as they should, so cool. Alright, so... deploy cargo hatch, something I sometimes forget. And night vision for... well, being able to see. Let's play some sniping with abrasion blaster. It's kind of fun to do that sometimes, you know, just, you know, test how far you can push it. You also can shoot through some of these, you know, small floating rocks. Let's try it right there. Sometimes it stops the animation, but it doesn't actually stop the projectile. Oh, okay, too bad. It doesn't stop the projectile calculation, so you will shoot that chunk anyway. But yeah, misaligned, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to do it. Because why should you? Okay. One is done, there's another one here, and then down there, and I think that should be everything, no? Let's see. I think we're slowly approaching the hour in a couple of minutes. I don't know, like 5, maybe 10 minutes. I forgot to check. Let me check how long this stream's coming. 58 minutes. Oh, actually, we've already hit an hour. But I was just, you know, talking, chilling before I dropped in here. So, yeah. I think 10 minutes tops. And we're still missing 60 tons. So, not as good as it can be, because I can reach 200 hours, 200 ton per hours here. But... not always, of course. That's like the good run. Maybe there are places to do more. I don't know. If you know, let me know, and I'm gonna check it out. Alright, I think I'm gonna pausing again. Not the night vision. Alright, what do we have here? I don't think there's anything particularly interesting at this vantage point. So, yeah, I'm probably just gonna boost out a little bit. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. How about you? Probably not. But it wasn't too far-fetched after all. Oh, let's just challenge our preconceptions. I'm gonna give it a real, like, tighter fly round, just to be triple sure that I'm not skipping some on purpose that actually are cores. I'm gonna turn off the pulse because I wanna have it just clean. No, no fissures. Hey. I'm not mad. Right. Let's keep going. I mean, 60 tons, that's 4-ish rocks. So we're not too far away. But 4 isn't like too few as well. If it was just 1, I would say like, ah, okay, we almost did 200 tons, that's fine. But it's 4, so, you know, like, I think on average it might be even more, but it could even be less. So like 4 on average. That's what we need to mine to be full. How about you? Oh, that guy right there. Maybe. Probably not. Oh, I don't see any fissures around here, so okay, let's move on. I wanna check you and then maybe turn more towards left. That one, you see, you just have to pick a direction because there's a lot of glowing stuff around here, but it's only after you check it, you know, if it's working or not. It's like, you know, Heisenberg kind of thing. I think all physics fans would just hate me now because it's definitely not what it is, but like technically. But for us, it might be Schrödinger's, you know, asteroid, because as long as you don't prospect it, you don't know. Oh, I was so sure that you will be a core. You are a disappointment to your kind. And you too, because you're too small to be a core. Which is weird, because is there like a deposit? Let's see what kind of deposit there is, because it was like very core behavior. I can see there are no fissures. Obviously this cannot be a core because it's way too small, but I'm just interested in what's in there. Bauxite? Are you kidding me? Maybe it's because there are 4 very close together. 4 bauxite, yay! That's totally worth the brightness you have. Christ. I mean, I think you can mine it for some sort of missions if you really want to, but I do have some of these scrap materials stored for the occasional mining mission, but I actually don't do those on a regular basis, so it's been there for a while. Alright, let's just, I don't know, just work towards the planet again a little bit. Okay, there's one that is glowing from there a little bit, so maybe over there, the other side. And I do like the Trek IR thing. It's expensive, but it just works, you know, the Treklet Pro. It's really helpful. I think it's after VR, it's probably the next best thing. Or if you do have a good screen, it might be actually better experience than some of the VR headsets, especially like low-res ones with like narrower field of view, because they do feel like a periscope a little bit. So if you have a big screen with high resolution and nice colors and high refresh rate, the head tracking might actually do a better job for you, personally. But you know, if you invest in some really good VR headset, I guess that's probably best. I didn't have the high-end one on my head and like at all. I used I not used like too much, but I tried the Oculus. I think it was the first one. Well, that wasn't too great. Since I bought the good screen, I've been on this ever since, because I don't feel the need to really swap. Alright, what do we have here? Probably nothing really. Nah. Come on, there should be some rock around here, at least one. Not exactly. About you. Probably not as well. I think the clipper I can just... That one looks promising. There was some Notable color shift. Yeah, I think that's a core. That does look like a core. Yeah, and it's not that black as, you know, some of the before. They are not like really like these big spots of black, but it's more like, you know, distributed around. But still, you see it's a musgravite core, so
Asteroid scan complete.
doesn't matter of practice really.
Sequence initiated.
I don't think this is gonna be enough. Oh, actually, wow, okay. Some
Detonation
weak asteroid there.
seconds.
Just 2 charges, one of them being actually a high resistance fissure. Not usual. Alright. Need a better position for this. And I think I also have a full cargo hold. You want to keep it sort of full-ish because you can always use the refinery bins as extra cargo holds, so you want to fill those as well, but you do that only as like a last thing, so just be prepared for that. I know we're still a little far away from filling it, but I just like to, you know, still have the limpets when I need them. So I do only the initial dumps, you know, when it starts to fill up I make bigger and then I go lower with like 10 tons per one drop. Or something like that, maybe even less at some point. Alright, so let's drop 10 for 2 on limpets. Once you start getting shorter, just one asteroid with badly placed fragment can make a difference, and you might end up not full and not any more limpets to mine with. So you want to plan for that and just, you know, not dump them all at once when you are nearing towards the end of the run. Okay, are you gonna die or gonna actually? Let's see. Nice. You're not so stupid as your brother here. See? Poor guy. We're destined to die, obviously, because of your bad programming. No, it's just because they cannot do reverse. I think I mentioned it in some previous streams. That's the reason why this happens all the time. They don't do reverse. And they just can't stop on a spot, which I mean is probably believable. And I can see the reasoning behind it, but in the same time it's very impractical because fragments tend to stick around the surface of the asteroid, and if they just, you know, fly heads on into that, there is no space to make the turn, obviously. So fingers crossed for tractor, huh? That would make our life a little bit easier, or maybe, I don't know, just make them somehow push away from the asteroids more, whatever, you know, just don't make them stick on the surface or inside. That would make our miners' lives more easy. Okay, or easier actually is the correct expression. Alright, I thought you're a core, but you're not. It's disappointing a little bit, but typical stuff. So let's work towards the planet again. 40 tons left. Mine. We're sitting on 100 tons of musgravite, which is, I think, 70 million-ish, 80 million. It can be 100 million if you get that price for like a million. I think that's as like high as it can get with musgravite. So that's not too bad, right? For like hour and a half, fingers crossed, work. We're still not there. Yeah, I mean the subsurface run is definitely bigger earner because you can make like 130-40 million per hour doing that. But then again, you cannot do it every hour, so it's not really like steady per hour thing. But when you do it, it's like that per hour. Maybe I will also do a stream to demonstrate how I actually do the map, because it's a like, you know, might be tedious, let's say, but it's also quite interesting. You know, it's completely different gameplay. It's not exactly built-in gameplay, but then you can use it for built-in gameplay, like the mining. So I might, you know, give you a hint how to do it if you want to make your own map, because you can do that with any hotspot anywhere if you feel like it's worth it. And one day I might actually, another musgravite, nice. One day I might actually map Boron, because it's a triple hotspot, so there might actually be a little higher concentration, but I don't know how tight it is, so I never been there. I always thought that place is overrated. So I don't know how tight the overlaps are there, because what we have here, the double overlap, it's still double, but it's very tight. It's almost like, you can see it in the other videos, or if you just, you know, come here. Alright, so there is one more we need to blast. It's a low one. I don't know, I'm not comfortable with that. High one maybe? Let's put 2 and a high. Yeah. That did it. So 102, this should be another, let's see how many chunks are we gonna get. 30, so this should be another, I don't know, 12 months, 11, 10 to 12 I would say. And these are the same chunks as you get from subsurface mining, you know, so they are not like laser mining chunks which have lower yields overall, because obviously they are not 100% composition of what you're mining there. Alright, let's stop fucking around and move to where I actually can hit it. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, that's a Robin Hood moment right here. Hey! Sniping with abrasion blaster. You can see how the, you know, placement is weird. It's coming from way over there, you know, on the right wing, or I don't know if it's a wing, I don't know how you call it. There's actually an engine at the tip of it. So I don't know if you can call it a wing, but probably. It definitely doesn't have the aerodynamics it should have for ship of this size, you know, if you consider what's out there in real life. But then again, the engines are different, so maybe it's just bloody fast even in atmosphere, and it's somewhat like, you know, it doesn't heat up so much. It's some special material, so it can go like, I don't know, Mach, I don't know. So, maybe. But we will see at some point in future, not with Odyssey, because that's gonna be only like thin, rarely thin atmosphere, so I'm guessing it's gonna handle very similar to airless bodies when it comes to ship flight. Okay, we have full capacity here, but okay, let's ditch that. So yeah, I'm pretty curious about how the Odyssey is gonna handle the planet side flight. Right, let's go with a last this time. We need only like a ton or two. All right. See if we will find something around here, which would be pretty neat. Okay, but first things first, distancing a little bit. And I did a FA off move right there. See? I know some stuff from combat flight. I don't do full FA off because for me it's just too confusing. I could probably do it if I trained, but I don't know. I don't feel like it because I don't PvP. I'm a cooperative type of guy. So you don't see me blasting other commanders. And for PvE, you know, just FA of turns and, you know, FA of, like, you know, elements in your flight. I think they are good enough if you have, like, engineered ships and you know what you're doing. You don't need to go full FA off to be able to play PvE. Unless you want to, like, I don't know, solo Hydras and stuff. That is, like, very demanding, so I would recommend practicing FAO for that. But even for like, you know, lower interceptors, if you don't really solo them, or even for Hydra, you know, I've been in a lot of Hydra fights, but not by myself, obviously. You don't really exactly need to be able to go full FA off, you know. But if you can, it's definitely worth it. Probably not for mining though.
Detonation sequence initiated.
Alright, let's see. One more, another high. I think 2. Let's put 2. No? Okay. I've used... Okay, it's just 1. Come on. Gotta be enough. Yeah, cool. Detonation, and we go with the collectors. I'm actually using the toggle a lot, so sometimes you can see I, you know, accidentally fire something. It's because I, you know, didn't turn off the toggle before switching the fire groups. It has its drawbacks, as you can see, but I think the benefits outweigh those a lot. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the mentioned X-Spider. It's not just the toggle, it's like hold zones and macros and alternate like switches. It can't do, I don't think it can do free combination. Like Elite can do that, so that's one thing that X-Spider cannot do. Or if it can, it's probably gonna be overly complicated because the combos don't work. Like the assigning the combos don't work in X-Spider the same way as like in Elite. So that's probably the only thing. But you can do a pretty extensive and complicated stuff with X-Spider, which can help your life, you know. Like for example, I have a FSD jump of both to like super cruise and hyperspace on one button, and if I just press it, I go to super cruise, and if I hold it, I go into hyperspace. And I don't think you can do that in Elite at all. And you can have more of these hold zones like that, you know. It doesn't have to be like press or hold, but you can have like multiple levels of, depending on how long you hold it, a certain function when you release will fire, you know. So, well, not actually by release, it can just go through it when you just hold it. So I actually have throttle states of 50, 75 and 100% on one button as well, and when I just press and hold it, it goes through these, you know, like in cycles through these. So it goes 50, 75, 100. And if I want to go 50, I just, you know, tap it and it goes to 50. If I want to go to 75, I hold it for a little bit. If I want to go to 100, I hold it for a longer bit. And it just works. Oh, there's one more. So maybe you can see why X-Spider is very handy. But it's mad old school. I mean, the interface and the way you like work with the combos. Okay, I'm not paying attention here. And you work with assigning the combos and macros and stuff. It's very old school, so it's not exactly user friendly, or what would you call user friendly these days. But I haven't actually found better profiler. And as I'm talking and not paying attention, I see there are more deposits I'm skipping. So let me just concentrate here a little more. Jesus, I get so confused sometimes when I switch mining chips with different tools. And all the gizmos look like, you know, some that are similar, some that are different. So I tend to, oh, I'm also flying very, like, you know, dangerously here. This should be all. Let me double check. Yes. This was actually Alexandrite. First one.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Alright, so where is the planet? Okay, let's wait for the guy to collect. Okay, 16, that should be just one final rock. And we are at that 1 hour and 19 minutes of the stream, so I would say 1 hour and 10 minutes for the mining, or maybe 1 hour and 15 for the mining. So yeah, let's just continue towards the planet, find our last rock, and that will conclude this session. too long, hopefully. So yeah, this is basically why I prefer the Clipper, as you saw throughout this whole thing. There is another core right there, I think. You fly around a lot sometimes. Are you actually a core? Let's just give it a go. I think, yeah, there's the fisher right there in front of me. So which core are you? Are you the Serendipity, I think? Because oh, Alexandrite. Okay, not the best. Like on the lower part of the value charts for the core mining, but it's still profitable, so no need to skip it. As I said, because since you if you have a fleet carrier, you just don't care about that because you store everything there. So you don't need to worry about I'm gonna have like 2, 3, 4, 5 things in my hold, and I will have to go through all these markets, you know, find the best prices for everything, and just sell, I don't know, like 20 tons of that here and 50 tons of that there. With fleet carrier, you don't.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Right, so this is our last rock. So we mined almost 120 tons of musgravite. There's also some benitoite. That's just weird. I'm just gonna call it Ben. So almost 50 tons was that? Yeah, almost 50 tons of Ben. And yeah, a little bit of Alexandrite, which is oh, whatever. Not bad, not great, could be better. Alright. We might actually squeeze one more rock in there, depending on how this goes, but I think it's good enough for the live stream topic of me talking shit about games, or about a game, and some other stuff. One more chunk right there, and I don't think that's all of them. I think there's like one more that I missed. Oh, come on. Alright. Probably needs a bit better angle. Yeah. Oh, actually that's all of them. Okay, capacity is full. Let's just dump them. I don't feel like we need to go out of way to mine extra, I don't know, 5 tons. We could, but that's up to you to decide when you do core mining. And I wanna mine the LTD routes too. Not in the stream, obviously, but after I'm done here. So let's not prolong the suffering of not being able to mine 200 tons per hour as I thought I would. And as I sometimes do. So, oh, damn. Are we full? Almost full. There's gonna be maybe one more. So, that would bring us to 2 tons short. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's still more than one core, so I don't like cracking a whole core for it, because you know, you never know when you come across it again and wanna mine it. So alright, let me just target mine carry right here, and of course it's the other way around, the other side of the ring. So thanks to Clipper, this is gonna be pretty quick. put it a little more steep to lose the mass lock quicker. Also something you want to do when you just want to get out of a gravity well or a mass lock, just, you know, go 90 degrees up, or how would you say it, but you know what I mean. I love to do it with a cutter when I was doing the hauling missions back in the day from the planet surface, you know, just, you know, pull up a little bit from the pad, turn up, and then boost like a, you know, a rocket. And the guys that I was hauling with, they were using T9s, so it was always like, whoa man, that is so fast. Because, you know, T9, no need to introduce that space brick. But don't get me wrong, I like that ship, you know, I used it a lot. I don't have it now because with cutter there is no point of having T9. Before cutter, definitely, you know, favorite hauler, one of the favorites, or Conda, you know.
Hello, Commander. Please stay aware of other ships around this carrier.
Yeah, right. I'm super aware of no ships around this carrier because we are not actually in the inhabited systems. But I don't blame you, you're just a computer voice. Alright, so... Right. Again, my pro landing. Oh, there's a lot of inertia going on here. Let me just take it a little slower. Gotta be careful with these shitty shields here. Okay, let's just transfer everything.
Landing successful.
And that
Enjoy your stay
concludes
with us.
our today's stream. So if you watched, thanks for watching. If not, well, too bad, but thank you anyway. And, you know, stay frosty and see you next time.